Hey, what's up guys? Welcome to Outdoors with Geoff. Before we light the coals for today's cook, take a minute and hit the subscribe button and the bell icon so you can be notified of any new content that comes to the channel. What's up barbecue crew? Welcome back to Outdoors with Geoff. Today we're going to be doing a nice fast cook that's got a lot of flavor. We're going to be making pork tenderloins. Now this is one of my favorites to cook because of the fact that, first of all, they're really tender. They're packed with some good marbling, which gives it a lot of flavor, and it doesn't take long to cook on the grill at all. It's also a piece of meat that lends itself to a bunch of different flavor profiles. You can marinate these. You can just about think of any kind of flavor combination that you can, and I'm telling you, you'll get something good from it. That's why you see a lot of them in the stores that are pre-marinated and seasoned and things of that nature, and it's a very popular seller. Today we're going to be cooking these barbecue style, and for that I'm going to be using Heat Deflector's Honey Chipotle Rub. This rub is a really good barbecue rub. I've used it on this channel before, and it's got some sweet and some heat to it, but you get a sense of garlic and a little bit of onion and some other things in there as well. For the glaze and sauce, I'm going to be coming back with Capital City Sweet Hot Mambo sauce. This is also another item that I've used here on the channel before, and it's got a nice sweet heat to it, but it's not really overpowering, and it goes well on beef, chicken, and pork. Now I'm going to be cooking this on the Chargriller Akorn, and I've already lit a chimney of B&B Oak Lump coals, and we went ahead and got those nice and hot. And we're going to get a nice little direct heat cook in the beginning here to get some color on this, to make sure we get a lot of flavor in this cook. After we get some good color on there, I'm going to put in some cherry wood chunks and some post oak wood chunks and throw in the heat deflector, and we're going to cook at 275 degrees until we reach an internal of 145. Now after we cook on the high heat for a couple of minutes, we're going to go ahead and get a little bit of this sauce on there, and then we're going to go ahead and sauce toward the end as well too, right before we hit 145 degrees. Enough talking, let's get to the cook. So we're starting with these pork tenderloins that I've already trimmed, and we're going to come back and hit it with a good layer of the Heat Deflector's Honey Chipotle Rub. Now these typically have about 3 sides, so we're going to keep flipping these until we get a good coating of seasoning all over them. And in the meantime, while these are being seasoned, take a minute and check out the Outdoors with Geoff store. We've got in t-shirts, we've got in hoodies, and now we've got hats in as well. And you can get them in this gray and orange combination, or you can get them in all black. So take a minute and click the link in the description below or in the upper right hand corner, and we appreciate your support. So the acorn is going up to 450 degrees, and we've let our pork tenderloins rest, and this is what we look like after resting for about 20 minutes here. So it's time to get these on the grill for a sear. And at this point, we're going to let these cook for about a minute. And you can see we're getting some great color on these tenderloins. And we're going to repeat this process, going for about another minute on the other side. And we're going to get that last side for a total of about maybe 3 to 3.5 minutes total cook time. And also be sure to get a little bit of color on the ends of that pork tenderloin as well. So at this point, I'm satisfied with the color. So we're going to go ahead and get these off of the cooker. And at this point, I'm going to go ahead and bring the temperature down on the acorn. So I'm going to add my wood chunks that I'm going to be smoking with. And then I'm going to go ahead and get my heat deflector in as well for this cook. And we're going to go ahead and get the lid down, and we're going to cut these vents way down to next to nothing to get that temperature to come down. And that heat deflector is going to do the majority of the work when it comes to this. So you can see now it took us about maybe 20 minutes and we're down to right under 250 degrees. So we're going to hit that 275 mark. And at this point, I'm inserting the meter probe into the tenderloins. And it's time to go ahead and get these on to smoke for the remainder of this cook. And you can see we got some great color and some good marks on these tenderloins. So I'm going to set a timer for 10 minutes and we're going to let the acorn do its job. And we're going to come back and glaze with the Capital City Sweet Hot Mambo sauce we've had warming on the grill. So at this point, we're going to just let this cook until we hit an internal of 134 degrees. And the meter app alerted us that we hit that temperature. And now it's time to glaze again. And that post oak and the cherry wood chunks really added some good smoke and some great flavor to this cook. Now you can see we got some crazy good color from that glaze and from that sear. And we're gonna let these run until we hit an internal of about 145 degrees. And this is how we finished up. Okay, another cook officially in the books. Let's have a quick recap of what we did. We started with 2 pork tenderloins and we trimmed them and took the silver skin off. And we seasoned the fillets with Heath Rowell's honey chipotle rub and let them rest for about 20 minutes. While they're resting, we lit a chimney of B&B Oak Lump Charcoal and got it into the acorn and let the grates heat up to about 400 degrees. And then we went ahead and we got the pork tenderloins on to give them some color over direct heat. After about 4 minutes of cooking, we took them off and then we went ahead and put our post oak and cherry wood chunks in there. And then we put in our heat deflector and got the temperature on the acorn to about 275 degrees. We let the tenderloins cook for 10 minutes and then we glazed them with Capital City Sweet Hot Mambo sauce. And then we went ahead and let the tenderloins cook until we reached an internal of 145 degrees. And here we are. So at this point, it's time for a taste test. And I'll tell you what, I'm ready to dig in because this smells pretty good. You can smell definitely the post oak and the cherry. And let me see here. Oh yeah, yeah. And this is perfect temperature too. I can already tell. So let's go ahead and get a bite of this. Oh man. Now see, that's why if you're just stuck on doing pork loin all the time, you need to try a pork tenderloin. Now, this stuff is so tender, it's almost just coming apart when you chew on it. You get a lot of good flavor from that honey chipotle rub. You can taste that through there. You also get the smoke from the cherry and the post oak. And this the Mambo City sauce definitely adds a little bit of a heat element to go on the backside of that Heath Rowell's rub. But this is great. This is great. But yeah, definitely give this one a try. If you haven't tried anything, give this one a try. And like I say, use any seasoning you want, but these things are just so tender that it's just insane. But that's all I got. Thanks for watching, and be sure and leave a comment below and let me know what you thought of the cook. Alright guys, thanks for watching this episode of Outdoors with Geoff. Be sure to subscribe and hit the bell icon for notifications when more content comes out. And also check out these videos here on the channel as well.